Hey everyone, I'm Lev here. I'm officially part of the Netmarble Content Creator Program. So if you'd like to support me, it's super simple. I'll be providing you this link in the comment section. So you just click on this link and it will redirect you to this page. And then you see my name here and just click on this orange button, support, and click confirm. And once you've done that, I'll be able to distribute you some free rewards to my supporters upon completing the content creator missions as provided by Netmarble. Once you've done that, I'll be able to earn a small percentage of your in-game purchases, which will help me to save some time and energy to create more valuable content for you faster. I really appreciate any support, it goes a long way. But with that, let's dive into the video. So in today's video, right, I'll be creating a video on Arena. So as you can see in this content creator page, right, I think there's one more mission here. As you can see, make a guide about the strongest hero combinations to use in PvP. PvP stands for player versus player, which means the arena and Colosseum battles. So I need to do this I need to create a video on this content before the deadline ends, so that I can distribute around about 50 stamina chest time 2, so about 100 stamina to you guys once I complete creating the video and submit it to Netmarble for verification and approval. Alright, so let's go back to the game. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so we are now back into the game. And let's head over to the Colosseum. Alright, so now we are in the Colosseum. So I'm pretty high at Platinum 2 tier, where all the enemies here are pretty fast. So let's try to do one battle. So in the early to mid game, right, what you will normally use will be your free heroes. Let me lower down the music a bit because it's a bit too loud. Okay, I think this will be sufficient. Okay, now the music is a bit soft so I can hear myself. Alright, so let me show you. So previously, right, when I was first starting in game, I don't have much heroes to use. So what I usually do is I use the free hero like Morgan and I think 3 rare heroes who are K, and then I also have who's the other guy, Arthur, and then one healer like maybe where's Turin? Yep, Turin here. So this is my basic team that I was using from early to mid game, because this was the only heroes I have when I did not have many heroes built. So basically Morgan is here to decrease the attack gauge of the enemies using her A2, so we can slow down the enemies so that it buys us some time for our damage dealers to take down the enemy. And then as usual, we will need to have at least a healer here, so that in case the enemy manage to take their turn, then we can have Tyrion to heal up our heroes to recover from the damage dealt by them, and then we can continue the battle. So usually we will have at least 2 damage dealers. In case if one damage dealer is taken down, then we have at least one more damage dealer to fight the enemy and bring them down. If there's only one damage dealer, right, and that damage dealer is defeated, then you have no way to, win the battle. Okay, this is like the early or mid game team that I've used. And do take note that, let's say if you lost the battle, right, let's say you lost this arena battle, then do not worry, because you can keep on battling, because there's unlimited tries. There's no like arena tokens or keys in order per day in order to limit your battles. Is limitless. So let me show you this early to mid game team that I use to clear the enemies. Alright, so let's click duel. So let me slow down the run a bit. Okay, so the enemies here are pretty fast. Okay, so my Morgan managed to cut in the enemy before their Merlin's able to cast their, what's it called? Wait, what happened? Oh, there's a timer. So there's a timer here, 10 seconds. So you need to use it before before it goes to waste. So usually what I do is I'll use KA3 to take down the enemies. If cannot, then I'll use the next damage dealer to take down. Okay, we managed to take down one enemy. Let's take down the second enemy here. Let's take down the damage dealer, Bedivere. Okay, we managed to take down the Bedivere. So now they do not have much damage dealer here except for Cormac as well as Claricin. So Bedivere and Cormac is the main damage dealer, supported by Merlin as well as Claricin. Alright, so let's decrease the attack gauge of the enemy. And then take down this lady here. And then we gain extra turn, then attack again. It's best to use strife set on your damage dealer so that they can, take additional extra turn, so that they can like snowball their attacks. Then let's take down Cormac. And then finally finish off with Morgan. So this is how the battle should look like from the early tiers of Arena. So there are some cases, right, where enemies are much faster than your Morgan. So what you can do is you can put a speed lead. So previously, right, let's say, let me take this team. So previously I was using this team, but this Morgan can only apply this aura, grants all allies drain trigger rate 25%, means there's only a 25% success rate to allow your damage dealer to drain this HP. So it's not a really 100%. And let's say to have a better aura, right, what I will usually go for is something that provides a guarantee aura. What I mean by that is like people who can provide like attack 20%, like Lord, King Lord, or heroes like Merlin can reduce the damage taken by 10%, which is far better than having like a success rate of 25%. This is far more better to make your team much more survivable in case if the enemies always goes first than your team. If let's say if your team is too slow, right, then putting Merlin in this slot, right, is will provide you with a higher survivability to tank the damage. Then there are other cases like if you're sure that your heroes can one shot the enemy, then having like a Lancelot in this slot, right, he will provide attack 20%, which is quite good to allow your team to go faster than the enemy, to cut in the team, especially if their Morgan is faster than your Morgan. If you do not have Lancelot, there are other options of rare heroes that can also provide attack speed aura, such as, I think there's two rare heroes like Anguish. You can use Anguish here to provide the attack speed aura, but the downside is Anguish does not really do much damage from his direct attack. He mainly do damage from dots, and dots is not really great in PvP because PvP is very very fast. It's like direct damage to nuke down their opponent. So I wouldn't suggest to use Anguish in this arena. What I would suggest is if you want a speed lead, right, go for Cormac or Rosier. Cormac is good because he's mostly a defense hero. So let's say if the enemy goes first, then Cormac has a highest chance to survive those AoE nukes because he has a more higher defense stats compared to other rare heroes in the game. And then if let's say if you do not have Cormac summon in your account, you can also go for Rosier. Rosier also provides attack speed aura, which is quite good. And she also deals quite a good substantial amount of damage in the arena as well. So you can use Rosier as well. Either Rosier or Cormac in the leader position. Okay, and then what's this? Tyrion activates arena and Hound's favor, grants all allies effect resistance. Currently the meta now is everyone's not using effect resistance. They're mainly just nuking down the enemies. So regardless of how much resistance you have, if one of your heroes, your squishy heroes, just get killed by a damage dealer, right, that damage dealer will grant himself extra turn using a strife set. Then he will AoE nuke your team again. So effect resistance may only help a bit, but not that much. So the current meta is to nuke down the enemies as fast as possible. using a speed lead like Lancelot, this guy with the blonde hair, or the two rare heroes who is Cormac and Rosier. So let me show you a different team. So this time, right, I'll be showing you like a speed nuking team, which I use this quite often. So I'm using Rosier's Storm Relic, because this Storm Relic performs AoE attack, which is quite nice to deal AoE damage. And then I will use other heroes. Let's say if I have better heroes like Bedivere, then I'll use them instead. Because Bedivere, usually the legendary heroes, right, will have a substantial amount of attack stats, making it easier to nuke the enemies. And then you can use like Morgan. So this is the speed nuking team that I'm currently using to speed farm the higher arena tiers like Platinum. So let me show you how this team works. So we have Morgan to decrease the enemy's attack gauge. Then I'll use Rosier to AoE attack. And then followed by Bedivere's AoE attack. For Turin, since there's no one been damaged here, I just use her A1 to recharge back the Vigor. Then use Bedivere to nuke down them again. Okay, since my hero managed to kill one enemy, he gains an instant attack gauge, so we can do his AoE nuke again. So this allows us to take out both of their squishy damage dealers, and then we can safely take down their supporter heroes. So we can take down the Gillian, their healer hero here. We want to take down the healer so that they do not heal and prolong the battle. Okay, let's use Bedivere's A2, nuke down the enemy. Okay, now Guinevere gets herself with an invisibility buff, which we cannot do any damage to her or apply any debuff. Okay, now we can nuke down Guinevere with A3 from Rosier. Okay, so there you have it. A pretty simple team. So let's say if the enemy does not manage to nuke down your heroes, right? I mean, if the enemy doesn't have any opportunity to, have a chance to counter attack, then you do not need any healer in your team. So we can replace Turin with another hero, such as like a hero that can apply buff. So what I'll do is I'll find a hero that can apply buff, like let's say Arthur. I can use Arthur's Storm Relic to provide attack increase for 2 turns, as well as attack speed increase for 2 turns. But you need to make him much faster than the rest of your heroes here, so that he can just provide this buff to allow your heroes to keep on dealing more damage and have a high attack speed throughout the battle. But you need to build Arthur as a supporter hero in a Vigor set, so that he can keep on spamming his A2 ability. But that makes it not really useful. Make Arthur not really useful for other parts of the game. So I rather use like a dedicated supporter hero like Ayin. So I mainly use her just like a supporter hero, nothing else. So what makes Ayin good is her A2 ability is able to provide what's this called? Where's her A2? This one. 100% chance to remove one debuff. Then 100% independent chance to remove dots from each ally. So let's say if the enemy apply any debuff like decrease attack stats, decrease defense, we can remove it. Then we can remove any dots like lightning from Lancelot, as well as granting each ally attack increase 2 for 2 turns. This is quite nice. But the best part of all, right, I think is her passive skill that provides critical damage stats, I believe. Alright, so for this one, Ancient's got favor. When using skill 2, 100% chance to grant all allies counter attack trigger rate increase 2 for 2 turns. So if the enemy managed to survive and try to attack us, right, our allies will be able to counter attack them back using this counter attack buff from Ayin, as well as they'll be able to benefit from this critical strike damage increase 2 for 1 turn. So they'll be able to do more critical damage to the enemy, as well as getting that attack increase from Ayin. So they have like 2 layers of buff that that greatly improves the damage output. Right, so let me show you this team. This is the team that I'm using to nuke down the enemies even faster. So this is the skill order settings. So I just put this on with this skill order so that I can just auto it. So Morgan will go first. She will apply her A2, followed by Ayin to provide the attack increase buff and counter critical damage buff. Then followed by Rosia to do her AoE attack, and then Bedivere will perform the finishing kill. If let's say if the enemies, because Rosia will bring everyone's HP down to a lower threshold to allow Bedivere to perform a one hit kill. Right. So let me put on auto. So Morgan goes in, decrease the attack gauge of the enemy. Then Ayin applying that critical attack damage, followed by Rosia. She does some damage. Now enemy's HP is pretty low, allowing Bedivire's AoE to just wipe them out super fast. Let's try another battle. Now this time, right, the enemy also has hero Rosia in the front line to provide the attack speed aura, as you can see here. And then they have one hero hidden here, which we do not know until the battle starts. So the hero that they bring in is, let's see, they brought in Florentius. That's pretty interesting. Florentius is not really I think he's also a damage dealer if they build him right. So Rosa comes in. Oh, okay. Rosa managed to take down one of the enemies here, which is pretty squishy. So this allows Rosa to do another attack again because she's in a stripe set. And then Bedivere finished them off with his A2 and some passive ability attacks. So that's how the battle works for my case. Pretty fast. And let's say, what else we can do here? Okay, let me try. So let's try with Cormac. So currently my Cormac is a bit slow, so he'll be attacking after Bedivere. So let's try with this combination and see what happens. So let's say if you're using Cormac, I would recommend you to use his A3 ability to do damage, because his A2 doesn't do much damage here. It's only like a single target attack. So Morgan does her A2. I buff up everyone with the A2 back. Okay, this team is pretty squishy. Let's try to find a more tankier team. Usually the tankier team will have Guinevere in the defense team. Okay, let's try this guy. This guy must be quite fast. You can see everyone is like very high chivalry. Okay, I think this team is the... I've seen this team before. This team is like the team that decreases the attack gauge of the enemy pretty consistently. Okay, I think I can show you this team. This was the team that I encounter most in like mid-game. So let me show you that team. So this team relies on decreasing the enemy attack gauge. So let me show you. Let's say if we do not have Bedivere and Ayin, we bring in Gillian. So Morgan and Gillian will be our heroes to decrease the enemy attack gauge, buying some time for our damage dealer to do damage to them. And then we'll bring in Turin to help to change the day to night, so that it allows our rain heroes or night heroes, right, will benefit from the environment, like attack speed 10, critical damage, and those things. Right, so basically like one damage dealer and like 3 supporter heroes. Okay, let me show you this skill order settings. Okay, so Morgan always goes first because she's the fastest. Prioritize on her A2. Then Gillian on A2 as well to decrease the attack gauge. Then Turin can be anything. She will fall back to A1 if there's no heroes that needs to be healed. Then Cormac will prioritize on his A3. Will decrease attack gauge. Gillian decrease the attack gauge again. Not sure why she applies that. Oh, so as you know, right, Turin is able to provide increased defense stats, and this allows Cormac to do even more damage with the additional defense stats here. You can see, right, these are the environment effects. Cormac will be able to benefit from Turin's Night and Rain. Attack speed 10, critical damage 30%, and reduce the damage taken by 5%. Okay, enemy managed to take that turn. Whoa, Iron performed lost attack there. I don't need to worry, we have Gillian to decrease the attack gauge of the enemy. Look at that, 300, 300. So the enemy is not able to basically take they could not really do too much turns to hurt your team here. Look at that, so nice. Okay. Let's try a different defense team. Let's say we try this guy. Let's say if the AI skill order is not really good for you, you can maybe change it to your liking. So is this? Maybe I'll use Turin's A3 because her A3 provides what's that called? C. Let me just do some damage to them first. Okay, that's the extra attack. Then let me check what's this. Grants all allies. Also, basically this one increased the defense stats of our heroes. Okay, so maybe we can use that instead. Like this. Oh, look at that. The enemy is so lucky to freeze 3 of my supporter heroes there. Okay, hero managed to take that turn. Lots of damage, extra attack gain from the strife set. And left only Guinevere. So it'll take a while to take her down. Okay, Guinevere is almost dead. So this is a team that you can use. And this is a team that I always face during the mid-tier of Arena, where they use a lot of heroes that can decrease attack gauge, and they can also bring in heroes that can also boost up the attack gauge of your heroes like Synergies. So let me show you a different team. I think using uncommon heroes to just take the enemy down slowly. Maybe I'll try that. It's the same strategy which we use to clear Forbidden Dungeon. Okay. Okay, let's try this team. We'll have Morgan in front line. Then use all the uncommon heroes. We'll use Kailich, Bo, as well as the Jared. So these are the heroes. And let's see how this works. So what makes this team good is basically Morgan will decrease the attack gauge of the enemy. And then the Jared and Book will provide the attack gauge boost, and then Kailich will just slowly take them down by crowd controlling them. Whoa, close. Almost nearly take down my Book. Okay, let's crowd control them. Oh, we did not manage to crowd control with the root binding. So this is the most famous technique, basically using Synergies, acting as these 2 heroes, the Jared as well as Book. So we can just take them down like this. So we managed to bind all of them so they cannot do anything whenever they take the turn. So we do not have sufficient vigor to allow Kailich to perform his A3, so he needs to perform at least 1 attack. Okay, we managed to bind only 1 hero there. And we managed to cut in again. Decrease attack gauge and bind. So this way is a bit slower, but it's a very, very free to play team. 3 uncommon heroes and 1 legendary hero. Or easily built. And this does not really take up much cost in terms of upgrading their relics, awakening them, and getting those keepsakes slots open. But it's a super slow team. So let's say if you are free to play, you can just use this team. You can replace the Kailich with another hero. Let's say I want to use Cormac. Okay, so let's say I want to do like this. I want to have Cormac in the front to provide the attack speed boost, and then we'll have Morgan to decrease the attack gauge, and we have these 2 heroes to boost up the attack gauge of our heroes. So since most of the enemies here are Storm, we'll use Flame here. So let's say if they're able to go first, right, then they'll not be able to do much damage to us. Let me check the skill order settings. Make sure the Jared are all using their A2. Because whenever you change element, right, it does not really remember the settings. You need to re-input it again. Okay, increase the attack gauge. Boost it up. Okay, we managed to take down one. Okay, we don't have sufficient vigor there. If let's say if a Cormac is in the vigor set, right, he can spam the second AoE attack. Okay, another guy down. And yeah, this is one way to take down the enemies. If you don't have Synergies plus his Flame Relic, then you use these two uncommon heroes. Super accessible. Okay, and let's see what happens if we use Rosier. Rosier is now in a vigor set and see how powerful she is. Cancel. Let's find our rare hero Rosier. Okay, I'll use her Storm Relic. Okay, the enemies are faster than us, man. They managed to take their turn. Oh no. They brainwash our heroes. They managed to go first, man. Crazy. Crazy fast. Anyways, let's nuke them down. Oh, close. Okay. We managed to survive their initial attacks. So now we can just keep on nuking down with our AoE attacks. Luckily our heroes managed to survive that initial hit. I guess Oblivion is the one who performed brainwash our heroes, is it? Okay. So this team, we are just using attack gauge boost, keep on boosting our Morgan so that she can always outspeed the enemy and keep on stalling them with the decreased attack gauge. And let's fight against this guy who has a very high power. Let's see if we can win him or not. Wow. Oh no. You cannot win this guy. This guy is using a storm. I cannot check the skills for their storm relic for Morgan. Basically make everyone asleep. This one is quite good, man. Crowd control enemy and also apply, I think, decreased defense. I want to try if I'm able to get Morgan's storm relic. Okay, so the people managed to outspeed me. They have better gears. Currently my Morgan does not have any banner slot open, that's why I couldn't outspeed them. If I have the Morgan banner slot, then my hero will be much faster than them. Alright, so let's cover this PvP. So basically, if you want to outspeed the enemies, use a hero that can provide attack speed aura. And let's say if you're not able to outspeed them, you can use a more defensive team. So, oh yeah, let's try a defensive team. Maybe I have not shown that yet. But I seldom use defensive team in this case because I want to speedrun the enemies. So let's say if you were to use like Merlin in the front line to decrease the damage, Morgan as a attack gauge decreaser, then have Guinevere for her romantic reversal. I think she has a passive skill that can reduce the damage dealt by enemies. At the start of battle, grants all allies romantic reversal for 20 turns. Basically, they cannot crowd control us. Oh yeah, if you use her for that scenario, right, they cannot put us to sleep mode. This is nice. And also reduce the damage taken to our heroes. Okay, this allows us to survive at least one hit from the enemy. And then our Morgan will help us to counter attack back. To change the tide, and then we'll bring in like a Cormac here to do some damage. Okay, let's try this team. Yeah, I'm not sure whether my Merlin. Oh, my Merlin is out of gear here. Let me quickly gear him. I took off some gears from him because I want to use it on the other heroes. Let's see if we can provide additional effect accuracy. 169. I guess I'm super bad here. Okay, let's try this one. His speed also is pretty low. Oh no, he lost all the settings. Let me try again. Merlin, Morgan, Guinevere, And then a defensive damage dealer here. Okay, let's duel. Let me change the skill order settings first. Let's say Guinevere, I use her A1 to charge up the Vigor. Merlin, we can do some either freeze or put the debuff that can allow us to gain attack gauge. Okay, let's try like that. Okay, the enemy does not have any AoE attacks there, so we managed to take some attack here. Okay, we managed to freeze some enemies. Okay, we also decrease the attack gauge, decrease the damage taken. So with this team, right, we managed to survive. Let's try a more dangerous team with a higher attack power. Let's try this guy. I think this one is also a bot. Usually bot will have like very similar stats. What makes Cormac good in this scenario is whenever he gets hit, right, he'll be able to perform AoE healing. The attack is pretty soft, so I know that this is a bot account. Wait, let me check if Guinevere has a useful aura. Does she has any useful aura here for Arena? Nope. She doesn't have. Okay. Okay, let's try against this team. Let's see what will happen. Can we survive the initial hit from the enemy? Okay, let's slow the battle down a bit so I can understand what's happening. So Ayin provide those buff, but luckily my Morgan able to cut in through. Oh no, oh my god, too much counter attack. Okay, damage them. Cormac. Oh my god, so many counter attack buff here. Can we freeze them? Yes, we managed to freeze them. So only one of them is able to counter attack. Okay. Okay, buff again. You decrease the attack gauge. Wow, I mean it's pretty annoying, man. With all those counter attack buff. We have to take down at least one enemy here. Then we can snowball the attack. Okay, we managed to take down the first enemy here. Okay, two more enemies. Oh no, two versus two now. Oh no, we're fighting against K. K is pretty dangerous, man. She can keep on gaining that, what's it called, the golden ball, which allows her to keep on evading the attacks. This makes K super annoying in early to mid game as well. So if your heroes doesn't have much hit accuracy, right, you lose against K. So this is one of the defensive team that you can also use. So let's try this team. Let's say if you do not have Cormac, you can also use K for this scenario. Let's see if you can use. Okay, let's try this. At least two damage dealers in this team. We have a speed lead and also a hero that can decrease the attack gauge. Whoa, almost one shot our hero. Okay. My hero is dead already. My K is not built really well as a damage dealer. Most of my good gears is all passed down to Bedivere. Oh no. Oh yeah, the fastest way to take down a hero that has high evasion, right, is to use a hero that can use dots like Lancelot. So this is one way to counter K like the previous team. So yeah, this is the team that that you should use against K. Alright, so let's try another team. Let's try this guy. Okay, we did not manage to outspeed. Oh man, the Bedivere just nuked down all my heroes. I'm unable to showcase K in this scenario. You need to build K with a very high evasion, because all the enemies here are pretty high stats, so it's quite difficult to showcase these heroes. Okay, charge out vigor. Okay, set the gauge again. One annoying thing about Arduin is she can polymorph to crowd control enemies. Let's say if your hero is unable to one-shot the enemies, right, then just crowd control them. But you need your heroes to be faster than them. Okay, I think the last team combination that I would like to show is using Arduin. Let's say if our hero is not able to do a lot of damage to them, right? What we can do is to bring in Arduin to take down the enemy. So let's say if we use like Arduin in this case. So we use Arduin, Flame Relic, and any like supporter hero. Let's say if I do not have Bedivere, I can like use like a supporter hero to boost up these two rare damage dealers. So let's say we can crowd control the toughest enemy, the toughest tankiest enemy with Arduin. Then we can let's say if you don't have Merlin, right, then you can use Arduin to just polymorph them. Okay, let's showcase another time. If Arduin, let's try this guy. And another way, if you want to know what are the top ranking players are using for their defense, right? Let's say if you want to learn a more better combination, you can just click on the ranking section to see what heroes that they normally use. However, right, there are some cases where the defensive team are hidden. They hide these two heroes so that people will not know what hero they have on their defense, so they cannot really create a team, an offense team to take down them easily. Unless the people remember or write down in a book to know what heroes that they usually use. So if we were to head over to the ranking, right, you can see what heroes they use. They usually use a speed lead like Cormac. Lancelot has a speed lead. Lancelot, Cormac, Rosier, and then they have at least one Morgan to decrease the attack gauge, and then have one crowd controller hero like Merlin, and one damage dealer like Euret. So these are the heroes that they use. So from this, right, it give you an idea on how to build your team depending on what heroes you have on your account. So for this case, right, this player ranking 15, right, I think he tries to drop down the ranking because maybe the enemy's defense team that he's facing at his tier is too difficult. So that's why he put a one-man team so that people will attack him and bring his team to a lower tier. So these are all the heroes that they use. This one is a decreased attack gauge and also freeze. Yeah, these are all the teams. Wow, this one is quite special. They use Tristan in this slot. But I don't think you can see what element they are using. Yeah, we cannot really see what element that they are using there. Only the heroes, but we do not know like whether it's using flame, storm, or frost. Alright, so that's basically it for my video. Hopefully you found this video helpful in how to create a superb team using like rare heroes, uncommon heroes, and some legendary heroes that you can, do damage. Like this guy, let's say he's 39. He truly believes that his speed can outspeed my hero. That's why he doesn't have any speed lead. So we can try to do that. So let's try to like nuke them down with this. Hopefully my Morgan is faster than them. But currently my Morgan does not have a banner slot open. Okay, we managed to outspeed it. Try to outdamage this guy. Okay, one guy down. Two guy down. And then Cormac comes in. But I rather use my Rosier to do AoE damage because my Rosier is in a Vigor set, which makes the run even faster. So I rather use Rosier in this case. But many people or many other content creators, they would like to use Cormac because Cormac has a high defense stats, which makes it easier for him to survive compared to my Rosier here. Wow, this bot hero is pretty fast. Claricine has a very high attack speed. Very high base attack speed. That's why she can go really fast. So, okay. The damage delay is pretty squishy. Okay, down. Alright, so that's the final battle that I showcased. Basically, that's my team that I used to clear and reach to Platinum 2. Alright, so hopefully this video is it's quite long, so I'll end it here. If you have any questions regarding on Arena, you can let me know down in the comment section below, and I can maybe provide you some ideas on how to beat teams, especially at the high level. But usually high levels require very good stats on your gears to compete at the high stage, because at the high tier, right, it's mostly whales or very high heavy spenders that place a lot of emphasis in farming good gears, crafting gears to perform really well in the arena at the highest tier. I wonder what's the highest tier here. Rankings. Top rankings, yeah. You can see the top rankings here. Daily points is basically for your current tier, but these are the top rankings. You can see these are the heroes that they are using. Like Cormac, Morgan, Merlin as Bedivere, like very high chivalry here. You see all of these heroes, but sometimes you can't really see what heroes they use because some of them are hidden. Yeah. So these are the heroes that they use. You can roughly gauge their power. You can see all of them is like fully awakened, fully ascended. Some of them maybe is full chivalry. Yep. Alright, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you learn a thing or two. Just build your heroes with good stats. Like let's say for your debuffer heroes, like Morgan, just build her with high effect accuracy and attack speed. All that matters is that she needs to go first. You can gear her in the attack speed, but for me, I don't have much gears lying around. That's why I'm just using Vigor set. And your damage dealers, just use them with like offense set, critical set, damage set. Those are the things to allow them to perform a hit kill. And then for your healers, just provide them with a lot of HP recovery, healing, health, and some defense and attack speed. But in this meta, right, it's mostly just nuking down the enemies without even wasting time on healing. Alright, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do give this video a thumbs up. And also click on the subscribe button so that you never miss a new video on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.